Hey everybody, it's Steve, and today I'm going to be doing what is going to be episode 7 now of the GoldSteve series. This video is going to be showing you an update on where my account is. Remember, I started with an overall $150 investment, and it was about a month ago at this point. So we're going to see where we are about a little more than a month ago in the game. And remember, prices move up and down, so we're going to see, am I lower than 150, a little bit more than 150? This is going to be a fun little look, and you're also going to see why Hive posting is so important, because that's the real reason why I am up in this. And you could not do the Hive post in the two contests that Splinterlands does unless you are playing the game. Also, just a quick note, would you guys check out my new Townstar video, because I'm trying to make sure that everyone who knows about this game knows that they're planning a very bad change to the coin. Even if you're not in that project, if you could give it a quick look and a quick like, that would help more people see it. I want to make sure the team knows whether or not the community is okay with them drastically changing the use case of a coin. I would say what they're doing would be like a Splinterland said, guess what? Deck no longer gives you the airdrop during the middle of the airdrop. And everybody who was hoarding deck would have been extremely upset. Well, they're doing a similar type of change to the town coin, and I don't think that it's right for them to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the GoldSteve account, and we'll start off with here with an update. So if we look on the account, we'll go ahead and go to the blog. Sorry, it was meant to have that up. I just did my Share Your Battle post. As you can see, it's got a mighty 1 cent right now. But we all know that when you do your Share Your Battle post, they tend to get upvoted by the team. And now I'm sitting here at $11 on this one. I got $13 on my last post. Now, you'll notice these are progressive. We've had a dip in the crypto market that we're starting to recover from. Hive hasn't fully recovered, but because we're paid out in HBD and Hive, these posts are all lower looking than they were last time we checked out the blog. Now, even though these numbers will always be kind of dynamic and move based on the value of Hive, if you're cashing them out into DEC, whatever they were when they got paid out is what they've got. Also, I went ahead and wanted to share this post with you. When you get a good reward, you should go ahead and share it. I made a quick little thumbnail just saying first epic rewards card, because I got a Jinchwala. It was my first drop. That is an epic card. It was nice to pull down a 62-cent card for free on an account where I only started with $150. Do remember that if you're buying a video game, you'd normally be playing it for multiple months, if not a year, if it was a good game. If you're somebody who's into games like Magic or Pokemon, you'd be playing forever. And imagine getting a few cards worth about 65 cents for free just for playing the game on any one day. So that was my best reward recently. I still haven't pulled any packs. I got silver 3 rewards so far all season. I don't think I'm yet going to try to do a big rental to push myself into, say, Silver 2 for the end of the season. But I'm going to take a look tomorrow at how much it would actually cost me compared to how much DEC I have. Now, I already went ahead and did a cash out for this post and all the ones before it. I still have this one tomorrow. I did miss one Share Your Battle first this week instead of doing the social media post. So I'm going to try to do a social media post on this one tomorrow, because I should have done that one sooner. See, this one already paid out. I got a little busy this week, forgot to do that post on this account, and I also just got caught up a little bit with some excitement on a few other projects I plan on covering. So I'll try to make sure I get back to this and doing this all the time, because I'm trying to show you how quickly you can move up an account. But if you miss a week, it's going to happen. Not everybody will be able to think of something to do for the social media one every single week. Normally, I do an update on the account in the post. So doing this today will give me kind of an idea of what to go ahead and post tomorrow. And this one goes on the YouTube and on the main channel. But I only enter, of course, 2 posts a week, into one on each challenge, because that is the rule. No multi-accounting with your cards and doing multiple posts. If they figure that out, you're going to get in trouble. So make sure you don't do that. Now, If we go ahead and click over here, you can see in my wallet, this is the first thing I wanted to update. This 768, if I do a quick refresh, is going to be gone, or 81, because I moved that over and bought DEC with it. When we get into the account, we're going to do a little bit of live shopping today and talk about the kind of cards that I feel like I should be getting at this point. So we are now up to 48 Hive power. We started with 10 and then we upgraded that to 20 because I needed 20 to be able to do my posting and do comments to enter them. So I do suggest you start with at least 20 Hive power. That's because you need RC credits. They become a thing of the past once you've done a few posts and get a few payouts. You could start with maybe 15 if you wanted to save a little bit of money. Obviously at the time, Hive was around $1, a little more. So I had invested $20. Now I'm holding 48 Hive. You can see my Hive account is now worth $44.50. This is dynamic. You can also see that I sent 8 Hive out. That was when I went ahead and bought the stuff. I also sent 6 Hive out a while ago, another 6 Hive out, another 4 HBD. This was the day I didn't have to convert it to Hive to move it to tribal decks. And oh, this is when we first started the account a month ago, the 46. I'm like, well, I didn't earn 46 posting. This was of the original money that I brought into the game, the 150. So you remember, I left myself. I started with just 10 Hive, 10 HP, and then I had to get 10 more here because I just wasn't doing enough. So I moved some money out of the game and did that extra power up. So it just gives you an idea that the account has more than doubled in Hive power and more than doubled in account of amount money spent, because I spent about $20 to get those 20 HP. Now the account's at 44.50. So I am moving up on my overall Hive account, and you could be powering this down so that you weren't building up your Hive power. But remember, I wanted to get up to say like 100 Hive power, and then I would start powering it down to help the account. If you guys think I should do that sooner because it would speed up maybe progression of the account, let me know. But I kind of wanted to show you how you could end up building up a nice little Hive blog with a little bit of Hive power so that you're able to do things in the Hive blockchain, maybe get into some other games, because you don't want RCs to be an issue if you decide to start playing Rising Star, if you decide to get into Brewmaster, if you get into the new Ragnarok game that's coming out, or the new Splinterlands game that is coming out with the media group, with the Warner Media Group. They're trying to get it onto Hive blockchain, so that could be another game that you're looking to get into, and you might even get some free assets in that game, or some of your Splinterlands cards might be able to move over into it. We don't know for sure what's going to happen with that yet. Now, we already reviewed my posts, so we'll get rid of that. So we're going to just take a quick look at the dashboard of Splinterlands. This is something that you just kind of want to check out. They have these posts on the home dashboard of Peakmonsters that kind of shows, where we are with transactions, where we are with battles per day. Obviously, we're reaching the end of the season, so battles usually slow down, which you would think they would peak, but I think they peak a few days before. Then some people reach that upper level and they stop playing because they don't want to risk getting knocked out of that. I know that happens with a lot of people in the Champion and Diamond Leagues because sometimes it's a real struggle to get there. You can see new players has been dropping off a little bit. That's not something that's great to see, but we're, if we can get back above 2,000 a day, that would be great. I think, we're still around 200. One of the nice things to see here is the spellbook purchases are outpacing your new signups. And so while that's continuing, what that means is that a lot of people who signed up and were playing the game for free and trying it out decided to go ahead and spend the $10 to be able to start to earn in the game. So that's an important thing to see. We really want spellbooks purchased are much better than daily signups. Oh wait, that might be total spellbooks. I'm sorry, that's total spellbooks. We'd like to see this number get a lot bigger out of these people. These are things I'm just kind of showing you so you can help judge things that are going on in the ecosystem. This is just something that on a new account you're going to want to just kind of pay attention to. One of the good things to see is we are getting a little bit of a volume uptick on the market. And so that's something that's good to see because that means that people are starting to buy cards. I know my main account, the Stever82 account, is buying cards. And then we got our market cap numbers here. So there's all these different things you can take a quick look at. Now let's go ahead and get into my cards so we can see my account value. Again, I started with 10 packs for $40, and then 20. So that took me down to 110, and then I had $90 to buy on individual cards, and I also had. And then $20 over on the Hive blockchain. And just because of a couple little things, I bought maybe a little less than $90 worth of cards because I left some DEC to be used for renting cards and buying stuff once I figured out what I needed. I ended up losing a lot of that when I powered up and moved $10 back over to the other game. But right now, I'm currently playing with $376 worth of cards. I just showed you that to show you that with those assets, I've been able to rent and play a deck that costs about 3 times, like a little more than twice. No, about 3 times. Yeah, a little bit more than twice what I put into the cards. So I've been able to generate enough dark energy crystals through blogging and playing the game to continue to buy new cards and add them to my account. Now, how are my cards doing? So we'll go down here and we'll click owned and we'll take a look at, oops. Cool. What happened there? Owner. What did I do? Oh, I had that renewed on. Sorry. Okay, owned cards. There we go. Little hiccup, but we'll get past that. So now here we're at $132.94. That means that my $150 to start has become $132 roughly worth of cards. And then they've become $44 worth of a Hive account. So my overall account is around $170. But you will notice that the Hive account is $40 of the is at 40 with $20 profit, almost $24 profit. So really almost all the profit has come from the Hive blog, not from the game. I haven't got lucky in the game. I haven't pulled any great cards yet. My best card was a Dwinchala. And if you look at the prices of cards a month ago compared to when we got in today, the card values have gone down. Now, I don't mind telling you this because my goal in this account was to build an account with level 6 summoners and level 6 cards, and that is going to take me quite a while without some luck when it comes to my daily rewards. But eventually, when I get to better, when I can get up to be playing in the upper silver leagues and the diamond leagues, there's going to be an ability for me to hopefully pull a few good legendary cards or gold legendary or gold epic cards that will allow me to sell them and flip them into more versions of the regular cards and speed up my leveling. If not, this series could take a long time to get there, but still I'm going to show you the grind is possible. You can build up to an account that can make a good amount of money out of the game eventually, and if you continue to blog, that's going to continue to give you that boost that you need to help you get additional cards, as we're going to do today. Because not only do I have this $150, I do have another $8 in DEC. So if you add in the $8, that makes this $140, and my overall assets are at $180. So we're up about $30 after a month. Now that probably doesn't sound amazing. If you thought you were going to get super rich off of Splinterlands, you could have got luckier than me and pulled some better cards, but still a little over 1 month and $30 returned on a $150 investment is a 20% return. The reason why now, obviously, there's a cap to how much you earn, and if you deposited more, you might still be able to earn a 20% return. But eventually, that's gonna hit a little bit of a wall, and it's gonna get your returns are gonna get a little smaller. And that's because if you look at the cards and how they level up, they take more cards to get up as we get into higher levels. Now we're going to do a brief comparison on tournaments, because one of the things that I'm going to start trying to do with this account is get into a few tournaments, and I want to show you some things that are kind of exciting. So Splinterlands has started these tournaments again, and so see, this is a bronze blunderbuss modern noob game. It's designed for the newer players, but if you view this, you need to have 1,000 SPS staked to get into it. So this means that for me to go ahead and do this, I would have to get the okay from you watching the series to go ahead and make an investment of about 1,000 SPS with the token at I think it's at around 14 cents right now, 13 to 14 cents. It's a little over $100 investment into SPS to allow another earning opportunity in the game. The reason why this would be interesting, it would give me some staked SPS, which would allow me to earn vouchers, which I could also use to power up the account. And honestly, it could have been a $250 series, but it would allow us to enter these tournaments where we would only pay 5 SPS, and if we could get into the top 32, we'd earn twice our money back. Now, I don't know if my account could do that or not, but you will note there's only 53 people in here, so I only have to be better than a few of them. The reason why these tournaments are not getting oversubscribed is because it requires at least 1,000 SPS to get into. And the other thing I wanted to show you on my main account is that same tournament cost me 50 SPS to get into. Why? Because I am a champion player with too much collection power up in the champion league, and so they're making me pay 10 times as much to get in. Now, if I wanted to enter this tournament, I have to get into the top 8. Otherwise, I'm not going to get paid out. So they're really like any profit. So they're really designing this for smaller accounts, but who also have SPS staked. So that becomes a couple questions. On the GoldSteve account, do I start staking my SPS? I do have 3 more I can claim here. These are some assets I actually forgot about, so I guess I actually have a few more dollars. We'll claim these 3, and that'll push me up close to $4 in SPS. We could start staking these to earn a very tiny bit of vouchers. We're at 360 and a little bit more SPS. The original plan was to sell these eventually to get summoner cards. I still think that that's the right move if I'm building this account without an extra infusion of money to buy and stake SPS, and that's what I'm leaning towards doing. So at some point I will wait for maybe a little spike up, I'll transfer these out, I'll sell them, and I'll bring them in to buy a summoner card. Okay, so now let's get into talking about the cards that we're going to be purchasing today. So we're going to go to our collection and we're going to look at our summoners. So now currently I own a level 2. I got my level 2 Kelia. I don't own any dragon summoners, and I lost my quicks I was renting. They took that away from me. It makes sense. At the end of the season, people were probably overpaying for quicks. I will have to say, watching this silver drop away all the time has been making me quite upset. But we'll go ahead and hope we hold on to it for the end of the season. I'll probably rent a couple extra cards tomorrow just to make sure I at least stay in silver 3 and get my 12 chests. So the question here is, what are we going to do now? So we have 4 teams at level 2, and we have 1 team at a level 1, a Tarsa. So I could either work on getting more Tarsas to level her up, I could work on Kelia to level him up, or I could go ahead and work on one of these other cards. So which one would you guys vote for? I kind of want to know. Right now, I'm going to lean towards Thaddeus. I still think Thaddeus is -1 health. His overall cards tend to be a little bit better. Curse Wendiku is a really, really nice tank to use. The other one I would lean towards is Kelia. I think he's still really good in silver. I actually am not going to push for Tarsa because I don't find myself using Tarsa as often in silver. She does have some very important moves, but I think I'll leave her at level 1 for now and look to maybe rent a level 2 or level 3 if I want to keep her an option, or if I get a fire quest, I can rent one for a day if I get stuck with it. So now we have to go to the market and compare prices too, because that, in our deck, that's going to matter a little bit. We're going to go for the ones that we like to use and for the ones that, and look at the prices. Now, Sloan is the cheapest, but it's not by such a dramatic amount compared to Thaddeus that I think it should make a big deal. After that, we also could look into getting these summoners. That's an interesting take, but I don't think I'm going to bother going with them because they're not very popular. Kelia would be the most expensive one to get, and Obsidian would be after that. Now, I could go for an Obsidian because magic is very strong, and as we get up higher and some of the mage cards get a little better, that could be a very good play. But there's one thing I want to go ahead and take a look at before I make my choice of which one of these I'm going to push for level 3 first. And that is rewards cards. So if we go to the market and we look at rewards cards, because rewards cards are going to be, let's go to the market, some of the cheapest cards you can get. And I want to look at what team has really good rewards cards that I could take up to a next level if I were to get a level 3 summoner. So if I look at the summoners, right, and I look at level 3, so at level 3 they can get a level 4 common, a 3 rare, and 2 epic. They could do a level 2 legendary. That doesn't really apply to me unless I'm renting though. But the level 3, the level 4 and 3. So which cards have a good rewards card in the market that is common, that gets something cool at level 4, or a rare that gets something cool at level 3. So obviously we should look at these ones here. So on the death team, the Deceiver, but you're not going to really use the Deceiver as a tank. Now, I don't own the Unicorn. I currently am renting one, but I am getting a lot of Pelacor mercenaries. So I want to take a quick look at him at level 4. So at level 4, he gets an additional speed. He's a flying tank, but he still hits for 3. So this is an interesting card because I know I can get him to level 4, and that could be my tank with Obsidian. Not really spectacular. Sorry, messed that up. I know this is going to be a little bit of a longer video, but you'll stick with it, I think. So now if we look at these cards again, in the green team, if I decide to go Obsidian, so there's no good rewards card mages. I could get the Pelacor, but I'm not loving that. So let's look at the death team because I'm really down to Obsidian or Thaddeus at this point. So on the death team, Thaddeus is going to be able to pick up this Ventari Bonesmith, which is a very interesting card, relatively cheap. He's going to be able to pick up the Pelacor Deceiver, but that's not really good because we're going to want to keep our Curse Wendigo at a good level. We are also going to take a look at some other cards we could get. Nothing really stands out as being spectacular there either. Just in case, let's look at Sloan. So Sloan, so we know the Pelacor Conjurer is pretty good. Now we've got the Ventari Crystal Smith. That one's pretty good. And if we got her to an extra level, sorry I'm doing all of this live, but I kind of wanted to take you through some of the ways that I would decide. So at 3, she picks up an extra HP. So this is not an extra attack, but at 4 gets the extra attack. So 2 levels away. So that's an interesting one. Now, one of the things that we can do to help us finish off this decision is look at our current cards and look what we currently own. So what do we currently own? So on the life team, I do own 2 Prismologists. I do own a Jin Renova that I purchased. I do already own 3 Ventaris here. We have this double attack. We have this one at level 3 already. We already have a lot of these ones extra. And we've actually leveled up this team pretty good. So now it's almost looking like we could go to Sloan. When we look at the Thaddeus team, we don't have any extra Wendigo's. We don't really have a lot of the epic cards. The Pelacor Deceiver isn't a really helpful rewards card to get, whereas the Pelacor Conjurer is for this team. And if we go to this team, the Mercenary is an interesting card. I do have 1 Grund. I do have a level 2 Slip Spawn, so this is kind of nice. And we do have the Goblin Psychic, where if we keep renting, we get the double tank kill. But like I said, I don't have a Unicorn. And if I wanted a Unicorn, because I'm renting one, how much does he cost? $6.50. So basically all my blogging would get me 1 level 1 Unicorn. I don't think I want to do that. I think that's a card I'll have to learn to play without. So when everything's said and done and I go ahead and I look at the summoners again for the new set, I think I'm going to focus on these 2 as my first level 3s. And I'm going to do something and kind of surprise you all. Even though I was leaning towards Thaddeus, after looking at my cards, I think General Sloan at level 3 will be easier to get, more obtainable, and we'll be able to do to get those cards. So now we're going to go to Peakmonsters. We're going to go to buy. We're going to do Chaos Legion. And then we're going to do Summoners. And we're going to do some bids. So let's see. The top bid is at $262. I currently have $8. So this time I'm only going to be looking to pick up one. So I'm going to make a bid at $262.5. So 2.625. And just for one. And we'll confirm that bid. And so hopefully we'll save a little bit of money. Its market value is about at $274. So if I can get it at $262 and a penny, I save about 12 cents. Now, why is it good to save 12 cents? Because the next thing I need to do is look at the monsters. So who do we want to get that we don't have? So I'm actually going to go and look at my collection really quick. And we're going to look at the Chaos Legion series at this point. And we're going to look at these cards that aren't filled in. Because we don't own these cards. So we're not getting any collection power for these. But we can use them. And some of them are really good. Some of them are not so good. And also we can take a look at what cards do we have any extra multiples of from our packs that we could look into leveling up. And that would matter if we leveled them up now. Because right now I only have level 2 summoners. So what cards could I maybe look to get to level up that would make a difference in my deck right now? So two things that come to mind. We do have a Magi Necroso. This is for about a $2 card, at $2.48 if we wanted to buy one. So that's an interesting card. I do need to get 3 more to level it up, and I don't think I'm going to start there. I think I'm going to start with other cards that make more sense just to build up my natural power, and that's going to be really looking at rare cards that I don't currently own, but that would help my deck. So one of the things that we can start with immediately that stands out to me is the Portal Spinner and the Time Mage. My Time Mage is not level 2. I'm missing a few cards. And my Portal Spinner I don't own at all. So we're going to look at the Time Mage. I need 2 Time Mages. So we're going to go back to Peakmonsters. We're going to hide cards. We're going to bring up life. We're going to take summoners off and put monsters and regular because we don't need the gold. And we're going to go to the Time Mage. We're going to look at the current bids. The top bid is 22 cents. So we're going to bid 0.222. We're trying to pick up just 2 of them, and we're going to confirm. Now, obviously, you'll have to babysit these bids. If anybody overbids you, then you're going to have to come back in and make sure that you keep your bid on top if you want to get the card soon. If you're okay with waiting, you can wait. And I would judge whether or not you can wait. Like, I could have matched this bid and just waited with this person, but I wouldn't want to be behind this person that's still trying to buy 35 or 50. I'll pay a little extra to sit in front of them just because I don't want to wait until 40 or 50 of them or 85 of them get sold. Also, prices might tend back up from here. And now we're going to go look at the Portal Spinner. Okay, so for him, just double checking because I don't have any, and I want to get him to level at least 2 for now. I need 5. So we'll go to Peakmonsters. We'll look at the current bids. The current bid is at 12.2 cents. So we'll do make a bid, 0.125, and we want to get 5. Now, what I can do quickly here is I can go to my profile. I can see that my bid currently, I'm at $3.06, and I have $8 to go. So let's go look at our cards and find some other nice rare cards that we could add to our collection. Now I'm going to ignore these ones because I don't have a level 2 Tarsa. So it doesn't make sense to really pick these ones unless everything else has been picked. Now if we go down to the Death Team and we look at our rares, we already have a level 2 here, here, and here. So there's no missing level 2s on the Death Team. If we go down to the neutrals and we look at the rares, I don't have any Zenith Monks. They're kind of expensive though, and I don't know if I want to try to get 5 of him yet. I don't have any. I already have a level 2 Zenith Archer and Smellsmith. So I think the cards right now that I would look to possibly pick up in the neutrals really quick are these 2 commons. I don't have any Chaos Knights. I don't have any Scalvos. I need to get them to level 3. So my idea here would be to try to pick up about 14 of these, because these are both 2 very playable cards. And so if they're cheap enough, I want to go ahead and get 14, because I would like to put them all the way up to level 3. So I'd like to push him to here. So let's go ahead and go back over to Peakmonsters. And we'll go back to buy. We'll go here. We'll go neutral. We'll go monsters. Okay, we'll look at the bids here. We have one at 9.3. So we'll make a bid 0.95. Oop, not 95. 0.095. And we want 14. And then we're going to go to Chaos Legion and we're going to look. Okay, this is 11 cents or 10.6 and 10.5. So we'll do 10.8. So we'll make a bid 0.10.8, 14, confirm. And now we'll see where we're at on the profile. Okay, so now we're at $5 and we have $8. So we have about $3 more to spend. So let's look back at here. And if you're sticking around for this long, thank you very much. This is a longer video. I'm going to do just like one more example and then we'll move on. So right now I'm going to be looking at these 2 rares here. I kind of skipped over them earlier because I wanted to check some of the stuff on the bottom. I like getting commons because I can push them up to level 3, which is a nice advantage because they can be used with any team, and I do use these cards a lot. As you can see, my supply runner is already at 3, so I don't need to level him up. So now we're going to look at these and look at their cost. Now remember, I have about $3 left. So how much are these selling for? So this healer is a little bit more expensive. It's 60 cents. And if I wanted 5 of them, that would take up my whole $3. And let's go ahead and look at these stats. So if we get it to level 2, it picks up a speed. That could be important on a heal, but I don't think that's quite important if it's going to be my last card that I could buy right now. Now, Demented Shark, if we look at him for sale, he is running about 43 cents, which means I could probably get 5 of him for about 40 cents, so about $2, which would save me a little bit of money in DEC. And we don't want to spend it all because we need some for rentals, right? We can't spend everything. So right now he's the one I'm leaning towards. But there's one other card I just realized that might make a little more sense to use, because currently at the lower levels I don't really use the Demented Shark. I don't want to spend the money right now on the healer, and I have a very useful Archer common sitting here at level 1, and I have a Deep Lurker who's only sitting at level 2. Deep Lurker I think is also kind of expensive for a common card, but probably cheaper than those cards. Yeah, so he's a quarter, and I currently have a level 2, so I need 9, so that would be $2.25. That is pretty close. So let's go ahead. We're gonna wait until later on that one, and I'm actually gonna lean towards this one here because these are only 4 cents. So actually I need 14 of these. So if we go to Peakmonsters and we go to buy, this will be the last one we buy today. We'll go this, we'll go green, a blue, we'll go common, and we'll get the Swim Hunter. We'll look at the current bid on him, which is actually not really going to be saving us a lot of money. It's a 4-1. So we'll make a bid of 0.42. Oh, 0.42. And we need 14. No, I had 1. I need 13, right? I did have 1. Yes. So I need 13 to get my 14 to get him to level 3. And at level 3 for him, he picks up a health and a speed along the way. That is actually kind of more important for the archer to make sure he gets that attack off. And the 5 HP is nice for a 4 cost card. So we'll make that bid. Also, this is costing me 50 cents to get a card leveled up and some more power on the board. So now we are sitting here. I have $7 in bids. And, oh wait, well actually no, it's costing me about $1.40 to get that card to level 3. So we have $7 in bids. We have a little over $8 in DEC. So we're going to go ahead and leave that there. And then we're just going to follow up on our bids and see which one of these go through. Now, obviously, if prices start to change, you can quickly trash these. And you just want to watch them so that you don't run out of DEC for your rentals. All right, everybody, I hope this was helpful to get an update on where the GoldSteve account is. And I also hope that you kind of liked my little breakdown of how I buy cards. Take care, everyone, and goodbye.